good. So.
Yeah, I
What do you
closed
got?
an escrow file. He's a truth.
Yeah.
It's been tough,
Scary.
been a
Go
tough
stretch.
6 months.
Did you just open and close at once, or was it one of those fallout?
Oh, no, 10 days. Sweet spot.
Nice. You could fit one more of those in the month.
That's what I would love to.
All right, anybody else over there? Tell me something good.
I closed one yesterday.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Congrats.
After a long while, not.
I know that. It feels so good when you get it.
Yeah, closed one and opened one in the same day.
Oh, it's been better.
Which for my year is pretty good.
We've said this before, but it's happening to everybody, almost everybody. And, you know, the mountain here, we got hit 50 to 60% volume reduction in units. Down the hill, that's 30 to 40. So we're just getting hit harder. But I don't know, the projections for the third and fourth quarter are 50-50. Either sellers are finally going to realize that, hey, interest rates are not going back in my lifetime, Steve's lifetime, maybe some of your lifetime, but not ours, are not going back, sorry. They're not going back to 3 point something.
I'm the oldest person in the room.
Hey, I think he's going back. We think you're gonna outlive us. So either that's gonna happen and the new construction's gonna hit the market and that's gonna, or, you know, the overall economy and the Fed and interest rates are gonna stall things out again. So it's kind of a coin toss.
I think we're hearing from the feds the next day.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been doing this for coming up on a year. Because it was September when everything was started, and we're just a few months away from that. So I just like to put it out in the universe.
What
Hey,
goes
dear
down
universe,
must come up.
you've been kicking our ass for a year, got it, lesson learned, enough. So we'll see what happens.
We had a lot, I was telling Jim the other day, we had a lot of recommended closings this last month. Like, quite a few.
Oh, we double ended it, like over a third of our own stuff.
Yeah, this is what KW both sides.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that. All right, back row. Tell me something good. Anybody?
Taking a red eye to Bermuda tonight.
Oh.
I have to tell you.
But I think you do notify.
I guess I'm not going.
How long you there for?
Just a week.
Awesome.
Yeah, meeting up with family, so from the East Coast. So.
That means today you're gonna get like 3, hey, can we meet and talk about that?
Hey.
Murphy Farm real estate.
You just got back from Tahoe. That was really good.
Tahoe with the fam.
Yeah, I drove, 10 hours each way. Babysit 4 kids for 5 hours.
What you don't do.
When my
But I
kids,
took a week to do it, so it worked.
yeah, close grandparents is good. And, yeah. All right. How about you? Anything? Tell me something good. You got your house painted.
Got
You're
my
excited
house
about that.
painted.
You got your house painted when all this stuff was blowing around. Is your house yellow now?
No, it's gray and white, no more pea green. I thought this is wasting money because I didn't like the color, but then when I painted it, I was like, oh, wow, it's really bad to paint. It looks so much better. Fix up and, just tear it up and-
Nice. All the realtors are like, she's getting ready to sell it. I
I'm
bet.
3% interest loan. That's up there for a while now.
If you weren't in the room earlier, which the third of you weren't, we talked about a loan product that I'm gonna butcher, but you should talk to your favorite lender about it. For sellers that are sitting on a 3-something that don't want to move, but they've got an RV loan, a boat loan, credit card, kids, student loans, you can move and you can take that exterior debt at 12-22% and put it into your mortgage. Reduce that, yeah, your mortgage rate's gonna go up, but you stretch it out, you gotta qualify.
Foreclosure the year after that.
Stay in touch with them.
But yeah,
Ask your lender and see, but at least from the agents that we had a big meeting in Ontario, a lot of the top agents were, yeah, some of the people are taking advantage of that right now. Whether it, whether they can qualify for the big amount or, I mean, having all that exterior debt in the first place would be something to avoid. But if you have it, you have it, right? And if you're gonna move anyways, it's an opportunity to do that. So anyway, little sidecar there. Okay, what do we got? Next. You're in charge of the laptop. It's right there next to you.
Oh, our 8 ways to be conscious and more work.
Do you guys ever text message for your kind of follow-up and touching? Or do you always call your people?
Mostly text because they don't want a phone call.
Do you guys ever send any text messages to like prospect or follow up with someone who isn't ready to go? So there are 3 text messages I discovered that Tom Ferry says work right now. Right? I don't know if that's true or not, but here's they are. You guys can tell me if you would ever use it. So you're texting back and forth, hey, what's going on? And then this is what it says. Hey, the market is really interesting right now. People are saying a lot of different things. Would you like an updated home value to know the truth? You think you'd ever keep that in your back pocket and then drop it into a conversation? Right?
It's certainly interesting right now.
Right, exactly. Okay, second one. It says, hey, Jimmy. I'm not just inserting that. Hey, Jimmy, could you finish the sentence for me? Quote, if I could sell my house for a blank, I'd list my home this summer. Can't wait to hear your answer. Right. I'll send these out so you can try it. And then the other one is, hey, Mark, I was on Zillow earlier today, looking at a few properties in your neighborhood and thought I'd check your Zestimate. The Zestimate that Zillow says your home is worth $363. I have my opinion, but I'd love to hear yours. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys task your people besides?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
The Zestimate one though is, I think was kind of interesting because it's so misleading, especially up here, what the Zestimate say and what the houses are.
Everywhere. And you don't want to draw your seller's attention to it, but it's just a little kind of a conversation starter.
I think that might be a good one if the estimate is too low. If it's too high, then it's like a disappointment.
Yep.
That's a
You know,
great
I
clarification.
For sure.
Yeah. But I mean, how interesting would it be if you looked in your pipeline, you looked in your database, assuming you have it organized and you have one, and say, who are the 20 people up here where their estimates low? And then you could text them and see what conversations you get into, right? Find another 10-day escrow, slam it in before the end of the month. Okay, so Jaylene and I want to talk to you guys today a little bit about how to improve your business, how to make more money, how to be all that stuff, but not from a real estate strategy standpoint, because we can't always talk about what to do. In fact, if we did just talk about what to do, we're probably not going to come up with new stuff, right? Because you kind of know what to do. But how do we get you to do the things that you already know in a better way, in a happier way, in an easier way? And it's got everything to do with your mindset. So we were talking about this, and Jaylene goes, well, I got 10 things. And I said, well, I got 8 things. So you're going to hear, I'm going to go over my 8 things to be about being more conscious at work. And that might be a weird statement, but I hope you'll get it. And then Jaylene's 10 things, she's going to kind of sprinkle them in. Here we go. So just want you to kind of think about like how you work and how you live. And these are the 8 things that how to be more conscious at work. And this comes from my coach, Adam Ringrother, back in Vermont. He has a podcast called 200% Life. I highly, I think I talked about it before. So the first thing that Adam says, the 8 ways to be more conscious at work, is conscious leaders or conscious professionals stay neutral. So think of all the situations you could run into in real estate where you get triggered or you're going from one event to another and you're walking into that hot from this event and you don't take time to like re-neutralize, to like recenter. Like even before this meeting, right? Like if you can get in the habit of telling yourself, I should start every situation neutral, and I need to have a way of how I kind of recenter myself. And this could be between talking to your spouse, and then there's a situation with your kids, where you're talking to one client, you talk to another client. Just when you switch human beings, give that new human being a neutral you, right? And I'll do that in your own way. The second one, which should kind of be the first one, is stay aware or be aware. Right? And the reason I think that should actually come first is be aware of what's going on with you. Right? Be aware of your energy level. Be aware of what triggers you. Maybe there's patterns that happen. Every time this happens, I tend to get frustrated. Or every time, I'm in this conversation, I feel myself being impatient. Like, be aware of what you're doing so that you can then recenter yourself and be neutral.
You should do some of mine.
How is patience one of yours? What do you mean?
To be successful, you need patience when it comes to business, negotiation, and communication, as well as achievement of the goals we've set. We have to remain calm amid the twists and turns that come with life. It is only through being patient that we can truly learn from the curveball, which is thrown in our path.
Right. So generally, we're behind on our business. Generally, business is tougher to come by. And we think if we just push harder, then we'll get more. And sometimes that's not the case. Right. And all of this stuff, and Adam gets accused a lot, because Adam talks about this stuff all the time. He gets accused a lot by people saying, well, you're just telling me to go with the flow and nothing matters, and I just go sit on a mountaintop and I'm going to make $1 million. No, this is a way for you to make the $1 million, but do it in a smoother, happier way. Because you don't control everything anyways. So trying to control the world probably isn't going to work out. So let's get more in with the flow of things. Okay, so number 3 for me is serve and contribute. And nobody's going to disagree with that, right? You want to serve, you want to contribute. Yeah, I want to serve my clients, I want to contribute. That's great. But check yourself. Are you going into a transaction really attached to the outcome? Are you going into a situation with your spouse, your friends, your kids, really attached to the outcome? Or are you truly there to serve and contribute? Right? If you let go of the outcome a little more, you would probably be spurred into more action. Because what we do is you ever about to make a phone call and you've already had it in your head? Or you're walking into a meeting with a client and you're already playing out, you know exactly how it's going to go, right? Because that's what you want to happen or you're afraid is going to happen. But if you're there to just see what unfolds, let it go in a direction you didn't anticipate because you're honestly there to serve and contribute, I think things will go a little smoother. It's hard to do because we have an ego that wants us to control that. Are we pinging any of your 10?
Well, listening, like.
Tell us about listening.
Listening is the basis of good communication. By listening, you will know exactly what people want instead of second guessing them behind your back. This is by far an easier and better way to find out what people want. In addition, by listening, you will broaden your horizon. You will be able to think outside the box and understand new perspectives. Be able to see things in a new and different light and perhaps come up with better solutions.
Right? Oftentimes, we human beings are listening because we're trying to figure out how to respond. We're not really listening. We're just thinking about what we're going to say next. And then the other person is doing the same thing. So that's that. So number 4, let go of the outcome. A little bit like serve and contribute, but you guys heard me talk about in real estate, you're playing baseball, right? Baseball player comes out of the dugout, looks over at home plate. There's an 80% chance that they're going to make it out, but they do it anyways. There's an 80% chance the person who walks into your open house is not going to want your business card. There's an 80% chance that the person that you texted one of these, scripts to isn't going to be interested. So don't be imagine a baseball player who comes out of the dugout, looks at home plate, does the odds, and goes, well, no. goes back, and that's not a baseball player. You're playing baseball. You have to do that many at-bats, right? So letting go of the outcome means that I'm gonna do the things I need to do, not worried about the outcome, knowing that the outcome's gonna happen. Right? So I think that's the part of letting go of the outcome means that if you knew you were supposed to do open houses this way, if you knew you were supposed to talk to your database this way, if you knew you were supposed to follow up with these people this way, and you didn't care, if you could detach from the outcome, I think you would do those actions more. And I think the outcome would be better more because you're not attached to it. That's number 4. Number 5, don't be bothered by the moment. So right now, we're all here, we're all having our 21 different moments, but we're all here. And someone right now is bothered, right? But then someone's not, right? So don't be bothered by the moment means that the moment's not bothering you. You're bothering yourself about the moment. Like right now, everything's okay. The building's not on fire. There's not a grizzly bear right behind my door about to eat him. Like everything's okay. But you're gonna bring stuff into the moment that's not here. So if you can just realize, hey, I'm not gonna let stuff in my inside that's not happening on the outside, it's gonna kind of free you up a lot in your headspace. Did you just add a number 11? Is that one that's not what you did? I mean, the way I think of that is if it's not happening on the outside, it's not happening on the inside. There's so much happening on the inside that isn't happening on the outside. We kind of torture ourselves. Okay, number 6, be curious. In Keller Williams, this is pop quiz. You guys know what our Keller Williams be curious motto is? Come from curiosity, not judgment. Right? Apply that to your family, apply that to your clients. We can all think of that agent that accuses us of something and they think they know exactly what happened and they're all upset. They've already played it out in their head, it wasn't really happening, and they came from judgment. Right? So let's just check ourselves and always come from curiosity. Right? So let's say that Jaylene's not here this morning and there's no PowerPoint and the heat's on 105 in here and I walk up, I can immediately go into judgment like, oh, Jaylene stayed at home and slept in and she's petting the donkeys and making pancakes, right? Or I can just come from curiosity, whatever the crazy situation is. Okay, let's just start with curiosity. Okay, what is it? Then just ask questions. What do you got?
Emotionally understand what other people feel, see things from their point of view, and imagine yourself in their place. Empathy is important because it lets us understand and respond appropriately to how others feel and experience climate. I'm sure you guys all have clients that are, stressed out and crazy, fire mentality because when you don't do real estate transactions every day, it gets stressful, like when I sold my house down the hill, my 3-week escrow went 7 weeks. 7 weeks. It was quiet house up here and it was like, there were days where I was just crying, thank God, Janelle was ready to deal with me, but, they don't know all the little nuances of work and all by myself.
Good connection. Okay, guys, 2 more. Number 7, have a clear vision. Simon Sinek says people don't care what you do, they care why you do it. Right? So if you're like, hey, I sell houses, we know that. Right? But what's deeper than that? At Keller Williams, we call this your big why. Right? So let's just reconnect with that. What are you trying to do for your customers? What's your real purpose in that? Right? You can't chase the money. You do the right thing, you follow your big why, that money shows up. So have a clear vision. If you're part of a team, make sure that team has a clear vision. You're part of this office. We have to do an even better job of sharing our vision, right? Of what we're trying to change lives and change the world. And then you as an agent, same thing. So just as you're going through this, like figure out, okay, do I have a clear vision? clients, does everyone in my database know why they should call me instead of the other 14 realtors?
Yeah. 14.
Okay, last one. Lead yourself first. But we first have to understand that everything is leadership. Now, I obviously have a leadership role in this company. Right? And Steve has a leadership role of his real estate group, and others do as well. But you're a leader for your kids. You're a leader for your spouse. Sometimes they're a leader for you. You're a leader for your clients. Because leadership, according to John Maxwell, is just influence. So anytime you're influencing the situation, you're a leader. And you influence your spouse, you influence your kids, you influence your friends and your clients. So you can't really be a leader to anybody on the outside unless you dedicate to leading yourself first. There's an emotional component, physical, mental, health, etc. But if the more you get better at leading yourself, that outside leadership gets better. So let's lead yourself first. So the 8 are, and then I'll let you wrap up with that. Stay neutral, stay self-aware, serve and contribute, let go of the outcome. Don't be bothered by the moment. Be curious, have a clear vision, and lead yourself first. Right? Okay, what did you want to share with me?
I'll try to be more consistent. And that's what the small business. Consistency and integration is slowly over time. Success is usually not instant, it's a journey, one step at a time. So choose a routine or habit that
This business is way more than 51% mindset. So we'll email this out to you guys, review it, look, you can get one of these 18 things and apply it. I think it'll improve your business, but more importantly, everything. You guys want to jump in there? Anything that makes you guys think?
Well, I think, Will brought up a meeting or two ago, and this, I think is really important. You're not worried about the money, you're going to be better. And it's true. I mean, it's hard when you're struggling and you really need that paycheck. Been there, for sure. But that's the key. It's not about the money.
Well, look at the opposite
It
of
is,
that.
but it's not. But it's about serving your clients.
When you are worried about the money, we call it commission breath. Your clients can feel
Oh,
it.
they can feel it. It emanates from.
You have to come from contributions. I follow this other guy, probably some of you too, Terry Manager. And, his big thing lately has been, be nice. Be nice to everyone. And start out being nice, and then be the professional. Think about it from, what is my job? My job is to solve the problems that are going to come up during this escrow. And keep everybody moving forward and staying calm and not allowing their emotional rage to get out of hand, right? Like you said, Jaylene, all these people, this is one of the more stressful things they do in their life, buying and selling real estate. And it's stressful for us too, but we're getting paid for it. And we do it all the time. So we need to show them that we're the doctor. We're gonna stay calm. We're gonna give you good advice, which means we have to really think before we make that phone call and see what's the best solution here. If you think of yourself instead of a real estate agent as a problem solver, and you're going to solve the problems and you're going to get everybody down the road to where they need to be, and don't be afraid to tell them that. Look, the buyer, the buyer's agent, me, and you, we're all trying to do the same thing here. We're trying to sell your house and get it closed. So we need to work together and keep a positive attitude about moving forward. Don't let the little word that they put in that sentence get you raged up with your ego. We cannot let our egos get in the way of closing this deal for you, because isn't it going to be great when you've sold your house and you get to move to Texas or wherever you're moving and we get you down the road.
Ego is expensive. every time. I love that.
Two escrows running concurrently, and both of the men on each one have reactive personalities. And we kind of hit the request for repair, like within days of each other. But you also gotta kind of pay attention to who your people are. You know, it's like both of these, I know they're reactive. So they're gonna go. And if I back off for 12 or 15 or 24 hours, that, they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. You know, and so you gotta know who your people are and how the personalities are, because it's really hard when you have a reactive client to get caught up in that with them. And that doesn't serve it. One of them I closed, the other one's coming. But I mean, to have two reactive clients going at the same time, to have that request for repair come at the same time with each of them.
It's a street fight.
But we did it, you know, but you just have to not get their emotions.
I see a lot of clients get the conspiracy theory mindset where they have a whole narrative as to why the seller
Yeah.
this particular thing. And it's like, it's hard because you want to empathize with your client, like we mentioned. In some sense, the client's always right, but you have to, it's a hard balance to steer them away from that kind of thinking because it's normally baseless and it's entirely counterproductive. You know, it just makes everything, but I see it prevalent. It happens all the time.
And some people are more set up for that reaction. You guys remember the DISC profile, DISC? So the D is the dominant, I is social, right? The S is the steady, and the C is the detailed person. So your engineers are your Cs, right? And if you leave out numbers, they get pissed and they freeze. But your Ds, if you have a dominant client, their biggest fear is being taken advantage of. And so they'll do that. They'll be like, oh, the TDS did this, or the RR is this, and I'm being taken, it's personal, but they project it over there. So none of that disc is important, so you know what they're doing.
And how do you find that out? What I was gonna say is, one of the most important questions for me to ask people.
Yeah.
When I meet them, when I talk to them, when I know I'm gonna be working with them. So tell me, what do you do?
Yeah.
What is your profession? What do you work, or you retire? What did you do before? You know, if you find out that they were an engineer, right?
Numbers better be right.
You find out they were a teacher, whole different person, right? So ask those questions so you can do the evaluation of what type of person you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So that you can kind of try to mesh with them. You know, mirroring is very important when you're talking to people, and find out what their goals are, and then always go back to the reason we're doing this. Is we're trying to get you where you called me you wanted to be.
Yeah.
You wanted a house.
You have to remind them
You
sometimes
know,
of that.
and we're working on that together. We're trying to get that done. And the market is a hurdle in between the two of us getting what we want. We've got to deal with the market, right? And it's moving all the time. We can't change that. So,
The market, the clients, the personalities, the process, here comes the appraiser, here comes the inspector. Like, it's a street fight and you can't control that. So let me end on this. Here's a visual. The more you do this stuff, these 8 things, you can be the ninja in the street fight that's going on. So you're moving at like this different place and you're like block. You're just that ninja. You're not in the street fight. You're in the street fight, but you're not letting it get in you. Anyways, be the ninja in the street fight.
Yeah, this is one of the most interesting things I've ever done. Is real estate.
Yeah.
I mean, just fascinating. I can't imagine doing anything else.
I've had 2 jobs in my life, high school and real estate. And I would never push anyone into either of those. Either you want to do it or you don't. I'm not talking you into it. All right. Big brick hairs.
Big pictures. Our current balance is $7,900.
So we have a commitment to KW International that we will send them $3,000 to $5,000 per year for the big national fund. So we want to get that up to the top of the thing by October, November, so that when we send our 3,000 to 5,000, we still have a good cushion in our account. Our account we can use tomorrow as needed. Our contributing to the national account gives us standing when we make a big request. They're like, oh, you're a market center, it's a good standing, and now we'll read your grant kind of thing. Thank you for what you guys do.
Next week is our mastermind brunch, so I would love to see all of you here in the morning for some. I think
What are you gonna make? Are you gonna make the thing you told me?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it. This is a teaser.
The cinnamon roll waffles. I think some of you have had cinnamon roll waffles. Yeah, they're yummy. And then I'll do eggs and probably hash browns, biscuits and gravy, fruits,
Mimosas.
samosas.
I'm in charge of that. So we're gonna do it downstairs. And we're gonna set up the tables. Well, in front of my office, there's that countertop, so that'll be like the food
The
area.
buffet.
And then we just thought we'd like, there's a sink in the kitchens down there, it's too hard to do that up here. So if you see that set up next Tuesday, it's because we're getting ready for Wednesday morning. And we kind of want to inject some energy into our Wednesdays, because they've been really good. And we've had between 5 and 12 people, but we really want to kind of go, okay, we're halfway through the year. Let's come together, let's brunch, let's hang out, and then for the second half of the year, I think those Wednesday mornings will help you guys in your business. So
And I should say, I'm working on
Right.
getting Ty to come in.
Ty's our cooker.
Yeah. He likes it. So after our poll, we ended up with August 8th for the summer cookout. That was the majority of the votes, so.
Parking lot already saved the date. Ty on the barbecue.
Yeah.
Save the date, August 8th. Right.
And then team meetings coming up next Friday, we'll have Suzette Guyette from, which one is she from? Which one is Suzette from? Fidelity? Yeah.
She's a title.
Title rep,
Yeah.
yeah. So she's gonna come and speak on some title issue. I'm not sure yet.
Then we got Kelly the next week.
Kelly, yes. Oh, at the brunch, we'll have Kelsey Trujillo's gonna come in and do a little presentation at the brunch while we're eating. Yeah, so then the week after, the 21st is Kelly Tuberville, and she will be doing a Zoom meeting on social media.
She's a realtor on a big group in Orange County based out of Irvine Lake Forest. Luis Stigonzini is her big mega agent guy, great guy. But she has a side company called SoCal Marketing, and so she will teach you what she does for agents' social media, like the pattern, content calendar, all that stuff, so that you can go do it, or you can hire her, or you can have your social media people learn from kind of what she does. So she's gonna zoom in regular.
July 28th.
Very exciting. No topic yet on the 28th.
Well, I won't be here. I will be in Austin doing training.
You get
on-
Janelle and I. on the
Yeah, on the
28th,
28th. So,
And then general membership, August 4th, no general membership.
and mega camp. I think-
I'm gonna send an email today on this, so we don't need to spend much time on it. But I'm gonna go to Mega Camp. I'm gonna go a day early for this thing called CEO Masterminds with Gary and Tim Grover, who wrote the book Relentless, and Ryan Holiday, who wrote The Obstacle is the Way. So it's those three guys the day before Mega Camp. And I'm gonna kind of just show, hey, I'm flying in here, I'm gonna go to this, I'm gonna go to this. And see which of you guys want to go. So look for my Mega Camp email for all those details. Because KW doesn't do a good enough job of like saying, here's what's gonna happen, of why you should go. So look for the Mega Camp email, consider going.
Needs and wants. Danielson. He's like, my mouth is full.
Well, I would like if Eaton stole 429 Eaton. He's not getting any showing whatsoever.
With the big one?
Yeah. 5 and 3.5. It's right now we dropped down to, was it 849? $312 a square foot. I think we're just priced too high for it, but at the same time, it's gonna be unicorn house, there's no master bedroom downstairs, all the bedrooms are upstairs. And so, you get a chance, go by, go inside, take a look. And, you know, give me your opinion on what you think the price should be on that house. And maybe you'll get a gift card to a local restaurant from me. That's about it.
I have the same problem with a similar type of home. The one out on 274 Lofty View. You know, it's a great house. It's super clean. It's 2,928 square feet, listed for $725. So it's a low price per square foot. It's a newer home. Everything's great about it. It's just kind of one of those, what we used to say, or what I used to think, you know, people that want to spend $700,000, $800,000 in Big Bear are expecting to get something that looks like a cabin, not so much like a house. You know, they're the higher end buyer that wants something that really makes it feel like they're in the mountains. So that's a little bit of a problem. The other problem is both of those homes are probably a little more than most of the people that live and work here can afford to buy. So we can't find full-time buyers for it, but
Like
it's a great house. It went down to 725 last week, so show it if you can. Because I have the listing for another month or so. Well, I'll probably get it again after that if it doesn't sell, but you know, we've been following the market. They've been good at moving the price, and so I'm hoping we can get it done. Thank you.
Well, we got nothing.
Miss Red Eye? Not now, we'll check with you this afternoon with all those clients.
I do want to add, actually, on this sheet, Yosemite is priced at $849.
We thought it was a raffle giveaway.
I know.
Mr. Ken, what do you got?
The house on Moon Ridge we're going to today is right across from the par-3 fifth hole of the golf course, but it's got like a one car parking garage or driveway. If you're facing it, the house to the left has a U-shaped drive-in, drive-out, and the people are never there, so that would be the best place to park. And if you get there before I do, the owners live there, and their brother has a house next door, so they're gonna turn all the lights on. When they see us come, they're just gonna walk next door. So if you get there, just bang on the door, probably answer, go straight in. They're probably gonna be 5 feet away from the house.
Back row, Mr. Goldwyn.
Yeah, Teakwood, there is no furniture, so it's not negotiable.
I just listed Scotty's Board Shop in Boulder Bay for $599. If anyone's interested,
What is it?
Scotty's Board Shop.
Oh, board shop. I thought you said pork chop.
Yeah,
It's like butcher.
Right
It's
next
like
to
on
the
the
log
corner.
cabin.
Yeah, the old log.
Right
cabin.
next to
It's like the
log
skeleton on the snowboard logo.
cabin.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right there. Right
2-in-1 upstairs, residential, and then downstairs is the commercial area. Not business, 1,780 square feet. Residential portion is 800, so it's what, 900-ish?
So are they keeping the business?
They are,
So they would be willing to do a lease?
like as in they would lease it.
Yeah.
No, he's moving to somewhere on the boulevard, closer to town,
Oh, he's moving the business, so you're not buying it with the business in it?
just the building.
Just the building, okay.
599.
Boulder Bay, KW Real Estate. Next.
Done. I still need, that little toy shop to sell for Teddy Bear, you know.
I've been putting it out every week.
I
on
know,
my
the poor little
phone.
thing she needs to sell, but you know, she's just, the numbers just don't show good, you know, it's just really difficult because she doesn't work on it very well. And so, I mean, I think it's an absolute diamond, you know, in the rough, right, whatever you call it. Anyways, so I wish we could do that one, if we have anybody, you know. be a wonderful place to make lots of money. And then on the one on the boulevard is 624 Big Bear Boulevard, and it's that little cabin. It's hasn't had anything done to it, and it's still sitting there, so. And he's not going to. But, you know, the comps come out to what that is, but. So. Anyways, that's it.
Two things. You know, 518 Winoka. You know, I've done a preview, I've done an open, feedback's great, we dropped it to 529. We are just over 2 months on the market. Need to get that thing sold. I know that days on market is longer now, but they had it with another agent for 6 months, so they feel like it's been on the market forever. So, it's a great little place. I mean, those sheds gotta be knocked down probably, but I think it's got good bones and need someone to come in there and love it. Give it some love. And then I have a client who is looking for the classic 3-2, 2-car garage, log style, like Holly's on Willow, but bigger. And they want Fox Farm, Eagle Mountain, Castle Glen, under $1 million. Somewhere in there, they really like Eagle Mountain. So if you guys got anything coming, let me know. There's one over on Santa Clara, but that little area of Fox Farm is not stellar. But I want something, in reserve.
Why don't you talk to the people that just delisted the one on Castle with Tracy Potter? They just pulled it. Call it. It was under $1 million, 3 and 2. It's all the woodsy
Log
stuff.
style,
Yeah, it's got the detached garage.
how is that missed?
Well, that just
She had it for 30 days. I saw it.
35, I need to see that come up.
What was on.
I need to get my people in there looking.
Give it a try. It's a really nice house. You
What street was it on?
yeah. If you came out of my house, you'd run right into it. If you walked out of his house and made it right, you walk 4 hours down. I think it's got a handicap lift.
Yeah, it does.
Is your Teakwood like that, Mike?
What's that?
Does your Teakwood listing, does it have a great room?
No, it's more of a tutor.
That's weird. I don't even
Just go to Yolanda Six and go to Castle. Or expired, like. It's everything you just described.
I don't know why I have to see it more people that we have to see, because she is actively every day.
I know when I saw it, because I drive past it every day.
Of course. I'll look it up. Thank you. Thank you for that.
My late friend Wednesday, when Chris Preston wanted to $5,000. Her doc. Rental permit, so that it show rental facility. So that's it.
That's awesome.
It's on your website.
1.99. It's like fully remodeled. They planned on putting it for the family. They put $750,000 in remodel. So they bought it. And then the mother went to a wheelchair. Wonderful. And it's a multi-level home.
ready for the lineup, Michael.
Okay. It is 241653.
24-16-53. Be careful out there, everybody. You have to try to- Oh.
Oh, she went down to check the door.
The winner of the $1 million Amazon card. Actually, $25. The last two, I think, now I know, 84. All right, guys. Have a great Friday. And you reminded me to do it.
I did it down at the open house down there. And I walked in and I said, oh, they're gonna say my name. And I walked in and they said, Elaine, and all the people around there, they're like. "Ah." I mean, it's about-
Looks good.
I'm on my way into the office today. I was saying out loud, I am taking 2 new listings this week and they're gonna be good ones.
Sweet.